Hey HDC, welcome to Daily Devos. I'm Pastor Evan, and today we're talking about Philippians chapter 3, verse 1. This is what it says. It says, "Further, my brothers and sisters, rejoice in the Lord. It is no trouble for me to write the same things to you again, and it is a safeguard for you." Rejoice in the Lord. You know, the world pursues happiness. It's even written in our Constitution, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. There's just one problem. Happiness is temporary. It's circumstantial. Happiness today doesn't mean happiness tomorrow. If you're happy right now, you might not be happy in an hour. Happiness is this never-ending quest, and there's a big problem with this. Based on my experience, there's not always cause for happiness in our lives. In fact, our lives are often characterized by hardship, suffering, and grief. Paul in this verse in Philippians 3:1 offers us the solution to that unattainable quest for permanent happiness. We will never get there. And what do we do when our circumstances change? Paul says the answer to this, or the solution, is joy. And Paul's not talking about tapping into some secret well from within. You know, joy comes from within and there's some hidden spot in the human psyche. He says rejoice in the Lord. Where happiness comes from circumstances, joy comes from the Lord. And the thing that I love about this whole thing is that Paul's not encouraging joy or recommending it as something that you should pursue. He actually commands it. He says, rejoice in the Lord. That is an imperative statement. Do it. And this is crucial because for the believer, joy is not an option. It is a command that we are to follow. And not that any of us would ever say out loud that we don't want joy, but I think sometimes when we are weighed down by our circumstances, we might choose to sit in our sadness or our despair. Or maybe we choose to allow our circumstances to dictate our moods and we wallow in self-pity instead of choosing joy. But joy is something that we have to choose. Paul tells us that we have to do it. We are commanded to do so. But the thing I love about this is that Paul is reminding the Philippians that they need to rejoice in God too, right? So they needed the reminder just like you and I do. We need to choose joy. We need to remember to look to God as our source of joy. We need to not look to the circumstances that are around us. Joy isn't some fake, painted on smile that we wear when life is actually really tough and pretend to be happy. Joy is the reminder that despite our circumstances, we have much to be thankful for in the person and the work of Jesus. When we look to God, there is much to rejoice about. So regardless of the circumstances in your life, remember what God has done for you, what He is doing in you, and what He promises to do in the future. That is where you will find joy, regardless of what is going on today.